The Metamorphosis by Franz Kafka features a young businessman named Gregor Samsa, who is obsessed with work in order to provide for his family. It opens as Gregor wakes up in his bed to find that he has been mysteriously transformed into a giant insect, kind of like a cockroach or beetle. Throughout the rest of the story, Gregor reveals himself to his family and is in turn slowly isolated by them, regardless of his faithful providence over the past few years. This isolation and rejection by his family reflects the most prominent theme suggested by literature professors, and that is anti-Semitism. Anti-Semitism means hostility or prejudice against Jews. Kafka came from a long line of prominent Jews and therefore felt the weight of this oppression heavily. Anti-Semitism gained momentum during Kafka's time period due to the increasingly popular social Darwinism movement. Charles Darwin was a famous biologist who took his legendary HMS Beagle voyage in the 1830s, and after applying the survival of the fittest philosophy to animals, it didn't take aristocrats too long to apply it to their fellow but inferior humans around the world. Being viewed as an inferior cockroach by everyone in the story could be Kafka imparting his feelings of how his people were being viewed by the rest of society. Another extremely possible theory for meaning behind Metamorphosis is the topic of imperialism. Imperialism was a prominent world trend during the 1800s and early 1900s when Kafka was writing his pieces. It was becoming popular for large European countries to decide that they had the right to rule over the less civilized countries around them. One of these less civilized countries being the Czech Republic, where Kafka lived in the probable setting of the novel. During the years surrounding 1915, when the Metamorphosis was published, the Czech Republic was sustaining intense oppression from larger European nations surrounding it. In this theory, Gregor represents the entire nation of the Czech Republic where Kafka was born and raised. Both anti-Semitism and imperialism would escalate until World War II, when Adolf Hitler would overtake the Czech Republic and instigate the disgusting Holocaust. A final probable theme tied up in the Metamorphosis is how unjust the pressure was that Jewish children felt placed on them by their families. Again, Kafka was very Jewish and had to endure the stereotypical Jewish upbringing to the fullest. In the story, Gregor is still underappreciated and left to die after working his hardest to provide for his family, especially by his completely insensitive father. This seems an awful lot like how Kafka would have felt after the deterioration of the relationship between him and his father. Hopefully this theme summary helped you glean a few takeaways from this timeless tale. Thanks for watching.